cooking in the oven. The oven. The oven. Yep. The oven. The oven. The oven. Yep. The oven. The oven smells good. The oven. Yep.
All right, this is the Oven Podcast. Today we're at Le Botaniste and outside of Bryant Park in New York City. I'm Mario. That's my Croatian co-host Franco, aka Papa Fazul.
Papa, we got legendary stylist to the stars, architect of style, and author of Makeover from Within, Ty Hunter.
What's
A
up,
man who needs no
everybody?
entry. Thank you so much for coming.
No,
This is gonna
thank you
be a lot of
guys.
fun.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
And today, Le Botaniste, man, first time. It's the first time that we're doing. We have an all vegan spot. It's a beautiful, beautiful spot. We have some really good food coming out. And you just got in this morning, huh?
I just got in this morning. I took a red eye from LA last night.
And you still made it here.
Yes, of course. I was going to be here. I went to sleep till like 3 p.m. so I could give you guys a little bit of energy.
Okay, good.
Well, I was like, you know what? This is going to be a mellow but yet fun atmosphere anyway.
That's it.
That's Franco every Sunday. He texts me at 4 o'clock. Yo, just woke up.
So first glance, who has better fashion sense, me or Mario?
You know, I'm not around him that much, so I can't. That's not fair.
I had to throw you to the wolves first.
But I can say I do like this promotion T-shirt right here.
Nice and easy.
It's about that.
He used to walk around with a sign that looked like he wrote it like lefty, and he would ride around the city, and people would just be like, and all day would be asking for the podcast. It's actually hilarious.
Yeah, so it's good. You did that with that tee. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you got it.
Put my book back on my shirt.
I love it.
So how was the Oscars this weekend?
I didn't actually go to the Oscars with my good friend DJ Kiss. She's one of the official Oscars for the last 7 years. The official DJ, excuse me. I saw her at an event here in New York 2 weeks ago, and she was like, I can't afford you, but I'm just curious. Like, I want to look great at the Oscars, and I was like, you know what, I'll do it. So I flew there for that. I went to Sean Ross, my godson. He spin for Donatella's LGBT party. He's a DJ as well. I went to his event. I went to Legendary Damon, a friend of mine's event at the Edition, and I also went to the Gold Party.
Okay, Jay-Z, Beyoncé?
Yeah, I went to that party.
So you had a busy weekend, huh?
That party, I left there like 5 and it was still going. But I was like, let me get out of here and go get some sleep.
Oh man, that sounds like a great weekend. The smells in here are getting me. I need those appetizers.
Yeah,
You ready? You hungry? Yeah. Let's do it. So you went with the broccoli soup, huh?
She said, she kind of gave me no choice over there, but Alex, a wonderful host here.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Thank you so much.
Seriously, they have 5 locations. So this is like we said, the Bryant Park location. Anytime you're in the city, you want some good vegan food, this is the spot to come. That's an absolute fact. Yeah. Broccoli soup. I went with the turmeric and lemon hummus. And we have the veggie balls. That's it. Those look really good.
They do look good.
And I got some charcoal lemonade over here. It's fantastic.
I'm excited for the bolognese pasta.
Oh yeah. Everything just all like the spices and stuff smells so good in here. I want to just try everything.
So, on your Instagram, you call it Ty's Yellow Pages. You're using that yellow background,
Which I love.
Yeah.
It just shows, the kind of personality that you have. It's just so many, deep quotes and things like that, kind of makes you think and, reevaluate your everyday life. At least that's how I feel when I scroll through your page. I love it. So what I wanted to ask you was, you posted something the other day. It was, Tetris taught me that when you try to fit in, you'll disappear. And I love it. In terms of fitting in, what advice do you have for that person who really doesn't feel like they belong in any crowd? Like they're about to level up, and they kind of ditch their former crowd, but they don't have that new crowd yet for where they feel like they're supposed to be. What advice would you have for someone?
My advice is the fitting in, learn to fit into your body, learn to fit into your skin. And once you do that, you can go anywhere, you know what I mean? Because you get to a place of not worrying about what people have to say. When you live for self versus for the world, you tend to just roll with it. You know what I mean? I could be over here with the tuxedo guys. I could be over here in the hood because I'm comfortable in my skin. And I learned that. And it's a long process, but I always tell people learn to be alone. And when you learn to be alone, that's when you get the answers you need and all the spiritual guidance and all the ancestors, like everything rolls in and you get those answers you need. And when learning to be alone, you learn that my cup is full already. prior to needing anything, I'm good. So when anything comes, it's just a side dish because I'm the full, complete meal. And it's a process that goes down to doing that. So you're just learning to be alone, you know what I mean? And so when you start dating and, you know, friendships and stuff, you're able to look at them in a different light because you're already full. You love yourself, you know? And so it's just a process, but you gotta learn to be alone first.
So for someone who's struggling to be alone, like what advice would you have for them then? How can they get to that point where they're okay to be alone?
Take a vacation by yourself. That was the first thing I did. It's so funny.
Where'd you go?
You're gonna laugh at this. I got so high one night smoking weed, and I was like, okay, Lord, you know how you get spam, you know, you get spam in your emails, and I was like, okay, Lord, whatever pops up first, that's where I'm going.
Oh no.
And normally it's like Bahamas and like all these, you know, island places. I popped up, it was Virginia Beach. And
Okay.
I was like,
I mean, not the Bahamas, but
okay, you got jokes, but okay, I'm gonna do it. No, but I end up going, and I found the place that wasn't that I didn't want to be in the mix. I wanted to be a little ways from the mix because my plan was to jog or to like do a little walk to the place. So I found this really inexpensive hotel by the water, but it was a little ways from like the restaurants and stuff. And I literally would leave my phone most of the time. I took my sketchbook. I took my journal, and I would just walk to to the area to have lunch and breakfast and all those things. And the cool thing is I met a lot of cool people. You know, when you're by yourself, you go to the local bar. You know, I found this like place. I was eating seafood there, and I found this wonderful seafood spot. And I met like a girl that was working at the bar. And so I just, you know, you just learn how to just maneuver and work around it. So just learn to be alone. And also go to nice restaurants by yourself. You know what I mean? Go to the movies by yourself.
Yep.
And when you learn to feel comfortable with your own presence and in your skin, it just helps you navigate and look at things differently. It really does. Because when you're lonely, and I still get lonely, don't get it twisted. You know, being single for a while and having those moments, you know, you have those moments, but at the same time, you're able to cope with them and deal with them differently because I'm comfortable in my skin, you know, and I'm okay with being alone. And I never really feel empty like I used to before I learned to love myself, truly love myself.
No, I love that. That's actually something I've actually been doing a lot lately. Has been eating by myself, going out and eating at random restaurants. Like for me, Taco Joe's is just that's not the random restaurant, but the Taco Joe's over by us is just is prime time. Like the French Workshop, I can sit there. Me and Rob are big French Workshop fans. I can go sit there and listen on Friday night to like the girl playing live music, and I'm just sitting there enjoying a coffee on a Friday night instead of going to the bar. You know, and it's been interesting. It's been fun.
Yeah, well, a year and a half ago, I went to Thailand alone, and I ended up going to Phuket, and I had this beautiful, beautiful villa over and when I tell you it was the best day, I had so much fun, and I was there for like 3 days, but it was so peaceful, and you would have thought I had a crowd of people with me, but I had so much fun. It had surround sound to it. So actually, it's when Beyonce's album first came out, the Renaissance.
Okay.
So it came out, and I was there, and I had it blasting, and I had a pool that went all the way around the villa. It was just so beautiful.
It was all to yourself.
Yeah, to myself. And when I tell you it was the most peaceful thing, and when I came back to America, I was just ready to take on so much because I was just so full and just, I felt really good.
It's like a recharge.
Yeah, it definitely is a recharge.
Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah.
Speaking of Beyonce, you know, you were her stylist. What in that time that you were her stylist, what was the most memorable or the most interesting experience you've ever had with her?
I just think us just, growing together. I started in '99. My first job was the Survivor video, but in the Grammys. I came in working on the Grammys, with Miss Tina. And, I was in the medical field. I used to work on artificial heart valves. I lived in Austin, Texas. Wow. And I made really good money, and it was a good job. I was like one of the youngest people at the company. But I found out one of my good friends, we were getting ready to go out, and I found one of my good friends had a scar. And I was like, "You've been shot? What's up, Tupac?" Just teasing him and stuff. And he was like, "I have a heart valve." And although I know I was making it for, other humans,
Yeah.
when it hit home, when things hit home, you just tend to look at things different. So my quota went down. I got really depressed, and I just dreaded going to this place. It was a place I loved, and it became a place I hated.
Wow.
And the president at the time had family leave where you could leave your job for 3 months.
Okay.
It wasn't guaranteed, but I was cool with my boss. So
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
I was talking to him, and he was like, "Sure, Ty." I made up a lie actually. Sorry. I was like, "We got family issues, blah blah blah."
All this time
and
later,
he
he's
was
gonna
like, "I love you, Ty. You could come back." And actually, I was Tyrone. My real name is Tyrone.
Okay.
But Erykah Badu came out with Call Tyrone, and I
Yep.
hated my name, so I was like, I'm going to move to Houston. I'm going to drop the Rone and start over.
Just like that.
And so I got to Houston, and I was staying with my cousin, and I just loved Houston, and I was like, I'm not going back. So I started doing visuals for different stores
Okay.
in Houston, Texas, from Austin, Texas. And I started working in a store called Booyaka, like Booyaka, Booyaka.
Yeah.
And Miss Tina, Beyonce's mom, would come in the store every now and then, and I would help her. And I wasn't like a starstruck person. And
Did you know who
just
she was?
vibed. I
Originally?
didn't at first, but then when I did know who she was, and which I just loved her for who she was.
Yeah, and that's
before
what
I
makes
knew
it
who
even
she
better.
was. Yeah, because my mom is four and a half hours away in Austin, and Miss Tina, when you meet her, she just has this aura that you just fall in love with her. And she would give me little tests. I didn't find out she was giving me tests until we did a show together last year. But she would be like, "Oh, they lost the luggage for the dancers, and there's 20 dancers. We need these clothes to get to Vegas by tomorrow," stuff like that. And I was helping her do those kind of things. And fast forward, I'm working at a store called BB.
Yep.
A lot of you girls know about BB. And Miss Tina, all the girls came in, they were following, a camera crew was following them, and she was like, "I'm gonna get you out of here one day." I didn't believe her, but I had a day off a couple of weeks later. I called her, I was like, "Hey, Miss Tina, just send if you need any help with anything." And she was like, "Yes, I do, baby. Meet me here." And I immediately started working on the Grammys and the Survivor video.
What a story that is.
It is. It is.
And she's such a beautiful person.
She
like,
really, really is.
and it's awesome you didn't know who she was at first.
Yeah.
She was just another customer walking in,
Yeah.
and she was just good people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we like to see.
It's so awesome when that happens.
Yeah.
To go back to Austin for a second, I have to tell you, when I first started to get familiar with who you were and I was doing my research, I wasn't expecting the fact that you were a stylist. When you were in your 20s, you're now in your 50s.
51.
51. When you were
51?
Yeah.
I hope I look like you when I'm 51. Oh my God.
you don't even look like him now.
Stop. No, you keep eating like this, you'll get there.
That's it. A lot of broccoli soup.
Yeah.
But
But I don't mean to cut you off. Talking about the food real quick. These vegetables are unbelievable.
Let me try. Actually, I haven't tried one.
Yeah, you gotta try one of these.
Okay.
Matt, you gotta try one of those too. How's the broccoli soup?
pretty,
Yeah?
yeah.
Really good.
So what I was getting at, in your 20s, back in Austin, I believe, you sustained a gunshot wound. So I when I saw that, I was like, I got to pick your brain. Take me through that experience, and how did that make you see the world differently after something like that?
Okay, it was right before I turned 21. I was turning 21 in, I think, about 7 days.
Oh my God.
The company that I work for, the artificial heart valve company, we had just got all this good news, so they threw a company party by a club that I love going to. It was so ghetto and hood. It was so ghetto and hood. You didn't even have to go to the inside.
You
The
said outside.
parking lot. See, back in Austin, they had a group of guys who had the little mini trucks, and they had the words on the back with the speakers.
Okay.
And then you had the lowriders, and it was just all these different cliques. So it was kind of like a car show in the parking lot. You really never had to go. But my company was having a party, and I told my other friend that worked with me, I was like, "We're gonna be here, but after a while, I just want to go check out this, because we're right here. It's down the hill. It don't make sense to not go. We can go for a little bit and then come back." So we went down there to the ghetto spot, and I just saw everybody that I haven't seen in a while. It was such a good feeling. I even told my friend, I was like, "I might be dying tonight. I haven't, I made up, I made up with people that I wasn't effing with. You know what I mean? I was like, it's really a good time." And finally, this girl, she was cute, but she was trying to holler at me. And this is like, I was still straight then. The gay stuff didn't happen until a couple of years later, but she was really hot, but she was so aggressive.
Okay.
And I was like, Ma, like, you don't have to be this aggressive. Like, you cute, but it just didn't feel right. And she was trying to get me to go to a hotel with her. But I kind of like, she coming to me, you doing my job.
For real.
So I was like, nah, this is not happening. And then I had to use the restroom. So I went inside the club and the line was so long. And I was like, nah. So I was like, you know what, we gotta head back up to the company party anyway. So as we were going towards the company party, I was like, you know, I really have to piss. So I went behind the club was on the strip center. Like, it was like a grocery store, cleaners, all this, and the club is in the corner. It was made on the tip of like a boomerang.
Is this near like Sixth Street and stuff like that?
It was on Riverside.
Oh, Riverside? Okay.
Yeah. And so I used the restroom, and as soon as I put my thing back in, I was getting ready to walk around the corner. These guys came up to me with guns, like this, up to my head, and was like, where is, like, talking like where, and I saw, and back then, you know, it was the early parts of, you know, Big Daddy Kane hip hop era, Slick Rick, so I wore a lot of gold and, you know, the baggy pants and the rayon shirts, and so I was trying to give them my jewelry, and then finally and what scared me is that I was calm.
Really? They like slowed down almost?
Yeah, it was like, I was like, whoop, like I became calm and more focused. And so when this guy that had the gun right here on this side, when he came in, I don't know if this is vain, but I was like, I don't want to die. Like, I heard it, like, I had a calmness, like, I'm going to die, but I don't want to die by a trash can. I don't want to die.
I hear you on that. I hear you.
I don't want to die behind a strip set, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was just like, okay. So finally, I just, like, when he moved to this side, I just took out running. And the funny part, I just wish I had camera, because I know I look crazy, because some say don't run straight because they're going to shoot you in the back. So I just started like looking like a football player and I ran.
He was skiing out.
Yeah, I was like, duh, duh, duh. And I heard pow, pow, pow. And I didn't think nothing of it. And then finally I looked down and I had blood like all up here. And they shot me in both of my legs. But they shot me with the 9mm. But back in the day, all the thug movies were out, so they tried to hollow point the bullet. But I guess they did it wrong, so the bullet didn't shatter in my leg.
Oh, wow.
Oh, thank you.
And normally I wore boxers, but this night I wore a brief because my print was showing in the rayon pants. So, thank God. But
I've never had that problem before.
I'm a brief man since then, trust me. But it went through, one bullet went through all muscle tissue on my right, and the other bullet grazed my sac, but because I had those briefs on, thank God, and then the other bullet ended up stopping in here. It didn't touch bone either, and they left it in there. And one day I had like this knot on the left side, and they came and I went and they cut it out. But yeah.
Because eventually your body kind of
Your
gets
body
rid of it.
gets rid of it and push it. And I had scares like every now and then, like it wasn't healing right, and they thought if it get gangrene, they had to amputate. And then they said I couldn't have a kid, and I ended up having my daughter later.
God
So all
bless.
those things that was against me, and it was something that I'm glad happened to me, because I would go to places that was known for shooting, known for fights, because in Austin it was so segregated. It was black, white, and no in between, no gray. It was just black and white. So I had my white friends I would go to 6th Street with and party with, and I had my black friends where I would just do the hood, you know. We didn't have that congregation, and that's why I loved Houston, because it was a melting pot of different cultures and we all partied together. I like that. I don't like this.
Yeah,
like,
no,
I like,
not at all.
let's do this together. You know what I mean? We're all humans. And so I'm glad it happened to me, because, I mean, you can go anywhere now and get popped, but still
Sure.
going to a place that's known for that, why am I putting myself through this?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just many change. And it also taught me that you could be a good person and still get popped.
Exactly.
You could be the nicest person on the earth, and that's the thing. And come to find out later, I got shot for looking like a drug dealer in my hometown.
That's so annoying.
Yeah.
Like,
So
there's
after-
never a good reason to be shot, but like that.
After that, I changed my look like every 2 weeks. I'll
Really?
be blonde one day, and like I was switching it up because I almost got
just-
killed looking like somebody.
Wow, that's crazy.
Speaking of awesome, before we get into the entrees, you going to South by Southwest this week by any chance? This
No,
weekend?
no, I'm not. I got too much to do here in New York.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
This kid might go. This kid might
Yeah,
go.
I'm supposed to be
Yeah,
going
it's
on
fun.
Friday.
It's
Yeah.
fun. And the crazy thing is, I used to go when it first started. It used to be like this one little club, and then you walk across the street to this other little club. It was not that many people, and now it's like a big thing.
Now it's like,
so it's like
I heard
yeah.
tens of thousands of people.
Yeah,
there.
it's
So like,
really cool.
I heard really good networking. One of our buddies, King Flo, he's a rapper under Empire Records. He's performing on Sunday.
Oh yeah, you should go. You
Right?
been before?
I've been to Austin a couple times. I haven't been to
yeah.
South by Southwest though.
Oh yeah, you're gonna love it.
Yeah,
it's
I think this
fun.
just sold me. I think I'm
gotta
buying
go.
my ticket after this, after this break.
It's fun.
Bring your boxer briefs.
I'm actually I'm actually a briefs guy anyway. All right, so we're back. We got the entrees going. I went with the chili sin carne, a little spice to it. You went with the
Bolognese pasta.
bolognese pasta, and you had the botanical salad. That looks unbelievable. All of this looks
really does.
unbelievable. That's so colorful. Oh my
Got
god.
the seeded avocado.
Yep. And you
Super
wanted
seeded.
you wanted the super seed avocado anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Let's dig in here real quick.
I'm happy because I love bolognese, but since I've been vegan vegetarian, I don't really get to eat it.
Do you do a lot of cooking for yourself?
I do and I don't. I do when those Uber bills pile up and you're like, okay, Ty, reel it in. But Uber Eats and those, they get you real good.
Oh,
these
for
days.
sure.
And the sad thing is, it kind of balances out the same now.
Food is
You go to the grocery store, it's like you used to go with $100 and leave it. Like now, that's like 3 items.
Food is so expensive nowadays. It's unbelievable. Like just ingredients in general. Like making these cookies used to be so easy, and now you're doing it's like $7 for a pound of butter.
I think I'm gonna switch to a breatharian. I'm full. Breathe.
It's nice and easy. So we were talking about it a little bit before, but where's your favorite place that fashion is taking you? Like favorite place in the world? I'm sure you've been all over, but what's the most memorable trip you've had?
It's not my favorite place anymore, but the first time going to Paris.
Yeah.
Yeah, just experience, because it's just so beautiful, and the Eiffel Tower, those are things as a kid I would see on movies, and I never thought I'll go there. But I would definitely say back then Paris was my favorite place, and just being in the rooms with and meeting some of my favorite designers and knowing them on a personal basis has also been a blessing as well.
So out of those designers, you've been in the game for so long. You've probably done so many collaborations and stuff like that. Does any one of those stick out? When you think of
I would definitely have to say Riccardo Tisci. When he was at Givenchy, we just did a lot. We did mostly all the Met Galas together. And
Nice.
Just his creative process and just being with him and just seeing his vision and meeting him halfway on a lot of things. He's just an awesome designer, and he just kind of became family when it came to doing the Mets. We were just we'll go to other people, but we end up with him for some reason. It always comes back around. It's like, why are we wasting time? But yeah, I would definitely say Ricardo. We made a lot of history moments together. Me, him, and Raquel Smith, who was styling with me as well.
So, for someone, you talked about as, when you were a kid, where did the inspiration come from? Especially, it seems like, you're someone who just never followed the fashion industry's standards to a sense. Where did that burning passion come from? And when did you know that you were going to be, was it when Beyonce's, mother came in and she was like?
Well, I would have to say, I always, my inspiration came from hanging out with my grandmother and my great-grandmother.
Okay.
I loved being around older people growing up. Kids were these kids. I'm the same age.
You had an old soul.
I had an old soul, and I loved, and now it's so crazy. I have a young soul now that I'm older.
So
when I
it
was
switches?
young, it's just switching. It's grow up, Ty. Now it's you was grown when you was a kid. But I like being around older people when I was younger. So my grandmother and my great-grandmother, every weekend, we would go thrift shopping. And we would go to the Goodwills, and we go to garage sales and all that stuff. And I'll find some toys as a kid, but I'll also find clothes that I like. And so my mom was a single parent, And she would, put stuff for me in layaway and like give me like that good one pair of Calvin Klein jeans or that one pair of Jordache or that one pair of Jabot, and you work it around. And so I would get, when I was growing up, if you wore like Salvation Army at Goodwill, you would get teased. But because I had an eye for fashion as a kid and I would like know how to trick things out, people would always compliment me on my stuff, and I would get like best dressed in school and stuff like that.
I love that.
And I didn't tell them that's where it came from. Now I'm like, I got it at Goodwill, it was $20. But as a kid, you was like, oh yeah, my mom, But just that taught me how to make something that was nothing something. You know what I mean? And even to this day, like I would go to Fashion Week and I would wear like $25 head to toe. Like it's not about the price. It's not about the design. It's about, and it's also about confidence. It's about how you feel, and that's how you walk in a room. Confidence is a key element to everything. And this is the thing I say every time, and I know you guys will be like, I'm tired of hearing it, but here we go. You're not born with clothes on. Your first outfit is your skin. So whenever you get comfortable in that outfit, you're gonna be good going with everything else.
I wish we could just sit here and talk quotes nonstop. just day in and day out. It's perfect.
Speaking of quotes, what's another one of your favorite quotes? Or your most favorite?
I don't know. It's just anything that's about self-love and and inspiring, I don't know. And that's the thing with my page. A lot of people don't even know I'm a stylist, don't even know I'm into fashion, don't know none of that. And I when I started Instagram, my first post was like a spool of fabric. It was like, you used to just do a picture, and it's just like, I'm artsy now, But I was going through things, and I started I see quotes, and I would post quotes, and then I would be on tour with B, and I'll be like in Australia, and someone would be like, you helped me get through this, you helped me through a divorce, you helped me through. So I realized my platform was bigger than fashion. It was about mental health and inspiring people, letting them know they could get through the storms and the rains. And even though I'm sitting here feeling fabulous, I'm still going through storms now, but it's learning. When you're going through dark times, knowing that, I always keep in my mind that it's going to get better, it's going to get better. And so in the storm, it's like, I got to go through this thing. So let me figure out what I'm supposed to learn in this to level up to the next phase of life. And so I always look at dark times as elevation, something's better is coming. And if you make it through that, and that's the thing, I get through things because I'm like, I remember times I'll be like, this is too much. Like, I'm not going to be able to make it, but you get through it.
Yeah,
and so
always.
it's like learning to just really go through it and get what you're supposed to take from it is important. It's key.
It somehow always has a way of working itself
Yeah,
out.
it does. Like, the show must go on, and it will go on.
So many people see it as like the storm versus the beautiful sunny day. When life is really like a partly cloudy day.
Really.
The sun pokes out, then you get the clouds.
Yeah.
The sun pokes out, and it's a back and forth, and you just gotta, like you said, the ups and downs and ride it out.
And the key is learning to just enjoy the live in the moment, enjoy the ride. We all worried about getting to the destination, but if you learn to just enjoy the ride, when you get to the destination, you're going to appreciate it even more. That's why people get to the top and they fall, because they put this expectation of what's going to happen at the destination.
Yeah.
But when you really enjoy the ride and just, stop here and then get out and go to the park, just keep going and enjoy the ride.
It's so funny you say that, because I like listening to the Ed Milet show. I love his podcast, and they're always talking about how
He loves the Ed Milet podcast. That's all I hear about. It's actually nuts.
They're actually, studies are showing now that you actually get a dopamine crash when you reach that goal or hold that trophy. So it just speaks volumes to what you just said. You gotta enjoy the process, because that's where you're gonna be at most of the time.
I had to get to that place because you'll be depressed just because you're never going to feel like I'm not there yet. You're going to always feel like I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. So you just find yourself, and also take social media breaks.
Yeah.
Because you'll get the demon of comparing. Well, I should be there. You're not going to be there because you're not ready. And so you just got to learn to quit comparing yourself to others. 'Cause what's for them is for them, and what's for you is for you.
And do you think that's how, social media and Instagram and just technology in general has really shaped reshape the fashion world in a
it really
sense?
it's a gift and a curse. It's a gift and a curse, and you got to quit looking at all the materialistic things and just learn to just love yourself outside of that. You know what I mean? It's about internal love.
For sure.
Yeah.
You're talking about, you're not just fashion. You're there's so many aspects to you. I feel like, we were talking to Vanessa before. We can ask you 500 different questions from all different parts, like, that come from, and, it's awesome. But, like, what are your favorite hobbies other than, on any given day if you're not working?
Number one, sleep. I don't know why I get so excited for sleep.
I get excited for sleep,
oh
too.
my God, it's my favorite. And just vacation and being with friends. It don't take a lot to make me happy. Being with friends and family. Yeah, just if I can look and see something that looks like a postcard, I'm happy. So if I'm by the water or even on a mountaintop, like, I'm happy because it just the vast of just seeing the blessing and then seeing how the world is. You feel, I don't know, I just feel blessed still being alive.
So I'm gonna just get into the vegan lifestyle. Have you always been vegan, or?
I'm actually vegetarian now.
Okay.
But I was vegan for 6 years. But now it's much easier. But when I was a vegan, you go to the airport, you're starving. You go different places, you're starving. And I was like, this is really hard. So only thing I added back was cheese every blue moon.
Okay.
I love cheese, and cheese was the hardest thing. And now there are some places that kind of got it right. They didn't have that vegan cheese right in the beginning. And being from Texas, I love a good nacho and all those
for
things.
sure.
So, and a good tomato mozzarella sandwich, things like that. So I added cheese. I won't physically eat. I miss eggs. There's certain things I miss. I haven't had red meat or pork since I was 18.
Okay.
I stopped eating chicken when I turned 35 because a friend did the blood type diet, and so for my blood type, chicken was bad. Chicken was hard. It was
I can
hard to get rid
imagine.
of chicken.
Yeah, chicken's gotta be tough.
And so I was only eating turkey and seafood, and then being a pescatarian was kind of fun because I like seafood. I like
love
fish.
seafood.
I love salmon. Give me a crab leg
Oh,
and
yeah,
some
yeah.
butter, those kind of things. But I got rid of everything, and I can say being 51, I'm glad I did those things because I started feeling, after I stopped eating chicken, literally like within 2 weeks, my skin started like peeling and became a little bit more dewy and youthful.
Really? 'Cause you said
And then
shedding
I
scales.
started getting more energy as I got rid of certain meats and stuff. But
Interesting.
I'm not the type of person, I love for people to eat. Like, even when I was a vegan, I would order like pork chops and stuff for my friends. Like, I like just kind of like reminiscent of what it used to taste like. I love to see people eat though. I'm not like
Eating
crazy.
vicariously through your
Yeah, I'd be like sitting there like this.
I remember how that tasted.
Yeah, but I can't say, I always tell Vanessa, my manager, I'm like, for my birthday, I just want a piece of fish, like a nice sole with capers and butter, or I'm gonna eat a piece of salmon. Like, I want to add fish, but I always chicken out because I'm like, I made it this far. Just keep going.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like have you ever tried to like get on like reality television or anything like that?
I'm against like people in my business, but I am working on projects right now. It's not really reality, but I am let me shut up. Yeah, things are happening.
Don't shut up. Don't
No.
completely.
No, I do have a project that I'm working on, the Ty Hunter Show.
Okay.
I'm gonna be interviewing the celebs and the underdogs. I want to give people their
Nice.
flowers. It's kind of like a little bit like my book. I wanted to give all those people that really impact me in some type of way. That even if you didn't know, let me let you know.
Yep.
How you impact my life, and also, I've been getting ready to executive produce a reality show as well.
Wow. Some big stuff coming up.
Yeah.
awesome. I'm sitting here, I'm like, man, you would be so good just on reality television. It's
Yeah.
like, I've been watching so many different, we had Sam Carmona from The Circle on. So I got into House of Villains last night. And when I was doing all the research and looking up, I'm like, Man, Ty would fit right in on this on these shows, man. It would be perfect.
Yeah.
I love how you said that, like giving people flowers or letting them know how much of an impact they had on you. I think about that sometimes, and we have friends that are so close to us, or people that we've worked with, and we never like stop to let them know how much they mean to us, or the impact they had on us, or how they made us feel in a certain situation. So I love that. That's awesome.
No, it's important. I mean, even down to somebody that helped you change the course of your life for better. I think it's important to let them know. It can be, and even like, I'm not a celebrity struck person, but like if a celeb song or something they did in a film or anything, like I would definitely let them know. Like you really made me think differently about this, and it really helped me get through this. Elementary school teacher, principal, like if they're alive, let me let you know something.
And
you helped
you
me
can be
get through
thankful
this.
for the people who you cut off too.
Yes. And they don't have to know.
Exactly.
But they'll find out later. No, but really, it really is it's important to just look at the people who really impact you in the good and the bad way. And also, even the bad ain't always bad. It's just seasonal. Everything is seasonal. So,
That's it.
you know, when you have to let go of somebody, it's because they're not meant to be at the destination with you. You know what I mean? When I started on the road, I had a van full of people. I done took out so many seats. Now I have a bed back there and maybe like 1 or 2 chairs left. So when I get to the destination, and every now and then you might pick up another person, but I know to keep that bed back there for me to rest.
That's it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yep, for sure. Do you have your favorite season for fashion?
I love fall. I'm a summer person. You know, it depends on how my body is.
Okay. Yeah, me too. I was just going to say, we earned
The
this.
body is bodying enough. Summer, you know what I mean? I like to be naked a little bit, slip shirts and stuff. But fall is like, I like to like layer, because you can really add more to the fashion, you know, when you can layer a piece or two on. So.
Yep. Yeah, I'm a big, like fall for me, like, man, the change of like the leaves and stuff, I need to live like in the woods just for like that 1 week where like the leaves change in New York and I'm ready to go.
Same.
This kid hates the woods. What do you mean?
No,
you want to live in the woods?
Well, I work in the woods. And
Okay.
I hate where they send me for that. But other than that,
I got one more for you before we head to dessert.
Okay.
I heard not many people know how funny you are.
I know.
I want to hear your best joke right now.
I'm not really a joke person.
Oh, okay.
I'm more of a like
Like witty?
Yeah, I'm very witty. Like I think of things like on the spot. But if
I
you
feel-
had me to do stand up,
yeah.
I probably would crash. But
I thought you were going to say
I
you're
can
gonna kill
write.
it.
I can write for a sitcom or something because I'm really quick at thinking. Like
Really?
like I'm really good at that. I don't know where I got that from, but like I'm really quick. Like and when somebody try to read me, I can read them back like right away.
Really?
Very cool. Wasn't expecting that.
No,
yeah, I
me
heard
neither.
from a little birdie that you're very funny, so I wanted to ask you about
and
it.
it's crazy because it's only a few birdies. Like if you're close to me, you know I'm funny.
Well,
You
man, I've
know
been
what I
laughing
mean?
this whole episode.
My close friends know I'm a fool, and I kind of like my social media is a little twisted. You know what I mean? I inspire you, but you also gonna laugh in between. So
of course. Yeah, but that's what I should say. There's so many different areas that you come from. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like a breath of fresh air, though. It really is cool.
Thank you.
All right, so we got some dessert cookies over here, the chocolate chip pecan, and we got the quinoa peanut butter.
Yep.
This is good.
Yeah, these cookies are fantastic.
Very
Real
tasty.
quick, peanut butter. Do you like peanut butter? Mm-hmm. You put it in the fridge. You put it in your cabinet after you open it.
I'm mostly the cabinet because I use peanut butter for my protein drink.
Your protein?
So it makes it kind of, and I'm kind of hood with it because I put my spoon on the stove and scoop it out to put it in my thing, and it just makes it like clean.
Makes it so much
Did you
easier.
ever see Ted Lasso, the show?
No.
He keeps the peanut butter open on his counter, so he walks by and just takes a finger and
Yeah.
goes on.
That's gonna be you in a couple of years.
I'm a cabinet guy. Cabinet guy. You can
I'm
say I'm a
cabinet.
cabinet.
So I got a few quick. I got a few quick ones. We got a few quick ones to hit you with during dessert. You have a favorite Beyonce song or favorite Beyonce album?
I would have to say my favorite song is Destiny's Child. All the Girls, Survivor. That was my first project, and that song just stands for something in my life at any given time. Just to being able to survive, you know, both of my parents having cancer, being a caretaker, being able to survive a horrible relationship, being able to survive this thing, just being a survivor, is my favorite song.
I love that. That's actually
Because I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna work
That's-
harder. I'm gonna survive. I'm gonna make it.
you're gonna keep on surviving.
There we go.
What about Jay-Z?
I love Jay. Yeah,
Yeah.
good people.
What about his you listen to rap?
I do and I don't.
What style of music would be your go-to?
As far as with Jay,
No, just with anything. So like if you had to listen to one style of music for the rest of your life, what would it be?
I'm a gospel music person. It gets me through. I listen to gospel every morning. And when it comes to singing, I just love women's albums, women's love songs. And the men's albums just sound like you're lying. I let Babyface get in there sometime, and I'll let like Maxwell. It's just certain guys that I just love the flow of that. But I love women. I love, Brandy. Her voice is so angelic. I love Fantasia because it's kind of take you to church, even if it's not church.
Yep.
Laura Muvla is a UK artist. I love her stuff. It's very big and it's like orchestras and it's just poetic. I listen to a lot of people that I'm very, very much a YouTube person and Spotify. I like to just listen to people that are that's not hit.
Yep.
And a lot of times I like somebody, then they hit, and I'm like,
Like I found him first.
But I do love, a lot of the people that haven't really been discovered yet.
You got any that you could throw out here right now that we should be looking for?
He doesn't want them to blow up. He wants to keep it discovered.
I was about to say that. No, but yeah, it's a lot of people. It's a lot. But I'll send you guys a little playlist.
Cool.
I think.
I want to be selfish for a second.
Okay.
What's the simplest tip you can give someone to quickly up their wardrobe and their fashion?
Black. Black, it just works. It just get different textures of black, leathers and all that. It make you like you're doing something even when you're not. It just works. It works. Like black is just easy.
Cool. And then what's one thing in fashion right now that kind of makes you cringe, that like you don't understand or you don't know why that's the new trend?
I'm not that kind of person to just judge. Like, what makes me cringe is when you can see somebody on the carpet in something that they don't want to be in. You know what I mean? Yep. I'm about confidence in how you feel in what you're wearing, and so that's why I say this. Like, Gaga can come out in a meat dress because she went out there with confidence. Like, steaks, sliced beef. And everybody was like, wow, it's that, because that's what starts the trend, is the person who has the guts to pull this off and step out there. And even some of the stuff might look a little crazy in the beginning, but when somebody wear it and you see the confidence and they're doing it and they're owning it as theirs, that's what I love. I like when people play with fashion. I'm not against anything. Like, if you feel great in it, you go for it, and that's why I can't never do those shows where the next day you judge people on the carpet. How do I tell this woman who spent all this money on hair and makeup and a stylist, oh, you look a mess? Like, if she felt pretty, she went out there, she felt confident. Now, I am a true believer in undergarments. Undergarments can make or break you. Like, you can have an outfit on and if you don't smooth them lines out under there, it ain't gonna work.
You heard that right?
Yeah. So undergarments are important and the most important over the outfit itself.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, because when you wear the right proper undergarments, and good tailoring is important.
So for like form fitting, you're saying, right?
It don't have to be form fitted, but the tailor and structure, like
Structure of it.
all that plays a big part in
Very interesting.
To piggyback him, what's one trend you wish would make a comeback?
I don't know. I was born in the 70s.
Okay.
And I just love 70s men fashion. I just think, men were, like, if you look at some of the stuff like Earth, Wind, and Fire wore, and like, men were a little flamboyant back then, and they weren't afraid. A straight man come out with a blouse on and some tight pants with a bell bottom and a little pump. It was the thing, the David Bowies and all. Like, 70s was cool, before masculine got too masculine. But it's starting to go back in that direction. Like, when I was out, you watch the carpet, it was just about the next day, the dresses. And now you watch those shows, it's about what the men wore, because men are really stepping out there,
Sure.
being well-groomed, taking care of their nails, and doing all those great things. So I think we're getting to a place of acceptance, and the straight men are not afraid to play around with fashion. And so it's refreshing to see people taking more risk than normal. Yeah, so I'm applauding everybody for at least being risk takers, because now I see a lot of risk taking, and that's what I like about it. And again, if you're not comfortable in that, you need to talk, speak up. I always make sure my client is part of the transaction. I don't just say, oh, this just flew in from Paris, everybody's fighting over it, and they go out there and they're like this, and not happy, So it's just like,
I want to see them walk. Work it.
yeah, be a part of the transaction and speak up if you're not happy about how something looks, or be like, this is cute, but I just wish the sleeves get them sleeves cut off, girl. Yeah.
So one designer you would love to collaborate with that you haven't yet?
The Lord.
The Lord? I love that. I didn't think about that for a second. I was like,
No, it's really, I feel like it's so many great. I love unnoticed talent, you know what I mean? I love the kid that's in Brooklyn right now sewing something and it just made a whole collection with $200. I like to help those that are not out there yet, you know what I mean? So, and that's why I like, with B, I was able to change a lot of people's lives, a lot of designers, and take a chance. And even with Billy Porter, I'm able, like, I use a lot of, the youth and the people that haven't really popped yet, just to help them and get them out there. Because, I used to get in, it used to tear me up. He could have put her in Yves Saint Laurent, but it's like, they already established, you know what I mean? And this kid out here is very talented. And once I check the lining and stuff and the stitching and, oh yeah, you're good. You know what I mean? Because sometimes stuff look homemade. But when you see the dedication and it's, and they're able to take constructive criticism to really push forward, then I think you're ready. You know what I mean? So I love helping those that haven't been discovered yet.
That's so awesome. Yeah. So many people forget about the little guy.
Yeah.
and at one point you were that little guy,
Yeah.
You remember the first piece of clothing you made? That you put, designed yourself?
Oh, I remember I was a safety pin and crystal king. I would take crystals and crystallize everything. So I would definitely say probably a safety pin or crystal moment. For Halloween, I cut sleeves off and put everything back together. I was like this funky Edward Scissorhands kind of moment, rock and roll. I don't know what I was given with this wig. I thought I was hot though, but definitely, I definitely was safety pins when I was a kid.
You go all out for
I
Halloween?
love safety pins. Safety pins are like my favorite thing. I have safety pins in my hair. I keep safety pins on me, and the crazy thing is, at the gold party, I literally fix 4 dresses. Like a friend of mine, she came to give me a hug. The zipper popped, and I was like, okay, come to the back. I fixed her. Another friend of mine, an actress, they kept looking for me. They was like, Ty, she's looking for you. And I went and fixed her because her dress came apart. I had I don't know why the Lord say put 4 pieces of double stick in your pocket.
Wow.
I taped up a friend with double stick because her boobs were popping out. I literally did 4 dresses, repaired 4 dresses at the gold party.
You don't need it till you need it.
Yeah, for real.
I always keep safety pins. So if you need a safety pin, ladies, and you find me on the street, I got you. I keep them in my hair. And I also keep scrunchies for ponytails. So if you at a party, I mix them with my bracelet. Because I worked with 3 women, and I always, I wanted to always have, in case of an emergency. Yeah.
That's awesome. It's just walking around, just always stacked, ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm going to go off topic for 1 second before Franco hits you with his infamous question.
Okay.
The infamous question.
It's an election year. If you were elected president this year, what would be the first thing you'd do in office?
Oh, that's a good one. I don't know. It's so many things that need to be done. God, I would just put all of my things that need to be done and just throw a dart. Cause literally, it's so much chaos going on right now, and I don't know. I literally get up, I pray at night and pray in the morning, just for better and just for mental health to just got through this thing. You know what I mean? Because it's just so much, and you know the devil's really busy, and things that used to be a shock to us is just a norm to us now.
crazy, isn't it?
And
It's
so
nuts.
I really. I can't pinpoint it, but it's just so many things that need to be done. So many things. And I just pray that we get to a better place of just realizing that we're all humans and we're all his children. And, you know, when we learn to work and get this thing together, that's when all of this chaos of global warming and all this craziness will just tone down. And I don't know if it's gonna take the UFOs coming down here, to try, you know, and oh, let's get together and fight and be unified, you know what I mean? I don't know, it's just weird. Cause even like when 9/11 happened, there was more of a peace within, you know.
Everyone just came together.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It's one of those moments you always know where you always remember where you were.
Yeah, and it was like everybody was helping, and even months later, it was still a peace that was, you know, everybody was looking out for one another, and it was just, and then it just became this chaotic mess where, you know, we had the division, and I just want the division to just. We ain't gonna never be like this, but at least get like right here. You know, get here at least.
I love that answer though. The whole just we got too many problems. Just throw a dart wherever.
Yeah.
Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
What up, Virginia Beach? It's your boy. No, I'm joking.
So I got my infamous question coming for you.
Okay.
One historical figure that you could sit down to dinner with and ask any questions to, who would it be? We've had answers all over the map for this one.
You know, I'm gonna go to God again, but okay, I'm gonna bring it to earth. Bring it a physical being. What? He's physical too. Yeah, I'm gonna just let me say. Okay. I don't know. I would definitely have to, dead or alive.
Either, dead or alive.
I would definitely have to say my grandmother.
Okay.
Because there were so many questions and things that I wanted to add. Like now that I'm older, like things that I want to know about family members and people in the past that I didn't. But because I missed out on her, when my dad, before he died, I was at his side the whole time, and I asked questions and I learned more about him and stuff. And so it just, when he passed, there was a peace because there was no rock unturned. So I would definitely say my grandmother, just more questions. She gave me a little bit, you know, growing up, but now that I'm older, you know, there's just certain things that I want to know about my mom when she was young. And I'm asking my mom, but you know, you want to hear from the, you know, another source too.
They always leave an ingredient out when you're asking those
Bro, you
stories.
didn't tell me that. No, but definitely just my grandmother. That she was like my mom, and she was my rock. My mom had me at a young age at 19, and so I was calling my grandmother mother. And I miss her. Yeah, so definitely my grandmother. There's so many celebrities that, you know, and people like that, but I'm about the root of who I am, my being, my DNA. That's important to me. I want to know more about me.
100%. That's it. I love that.
So I lied before. I got one more question,
Okay.
just one more.
Okay.
I heard, you know, we keep hearing things from this little birdie that you have a couple projects coming up.
Yeah.
Maybe one, you know, project overseas somewhere.
I have handbags coming out on the 15th.
Okay.
Game on for one other project that I can't talk about right now. It's big. The show that I told you about two already. And I'm working on a collection that is dropping in August. I'm really, really excited about that. I can't say all the rest of that, but yeah. I hate when I have to walk on eggshells, but yeah.
No, it's fun. It's
But
making me more
listen,
excited. for all
just
these-
keep up with me. Things are happening. God is working his miracles. The blessings are flowing.
That's it.
And I want you guys to be part of the journey. And you guys are amazing.
No, this was so
Like,
much fun.
you
man.
guys,
Felt like I knew you forever.
For real, for real. And
No, and I know this has been planned a long, long time ago, but I'm really proud of you guys, and you guys have
you.
good energy, and
Thank you.
this is just what God has for you. You'll be surprised what's about to happen.
Thank you,
I
man.
really
Thank
see
you.
it
I
in
really
you guys,
appreciate
and
that.
just keep being you, and I'm really proud of you guys.
Thank you,
Thank
thank
you.
you. And
Means a
honestly,
lot.
you know, we can't do it without Alizé and the Lebanese family.
Yes.
That's this team is amazing, opening their doors for us on such short notice too. I got to thank you guys. I can't thank you guys enough for that. And Vanessa, Ty, you guys making this happen. This is unbelievable. Can't thank you guys enough. And this is a great time. Before we let you go though, Let everyone know where they can follow you so they can follow on this journey.
Okay. You can follow me at Ty Try One. I know it should have been Ty Tyrone, but I told you why I don't like Tyrone. So it's TYTRYONE at TYTRYONE. And you can go to my website. It's tytryone.com. I have a book that's out right now called Makeover from Within. You can go to tytryone.com and purchase the book. It has all of the different places, but also you can go to Amazon. You can go to most all the bookstores. Yeah,
all the bookstores.
So check the bookstores. And it's a memoir. It's about my life. Beyoncé wrote the foreword. Billy Porter wrote the afterword. You have quotes from the wonderful Naomi Campbell, Rosario Dawson, Kelly Osbourne, Kelly Rowland, Michelle Williams, Tashina Arnold, Jennifer Hudson, all of those people who inspired me, gave me my flowers, and I needed just a little sentence or two, and they gave me paragraphs, so I had to like break that down. But I have those paragraphs that whenever I feel down and feel like, you know, I'm not good enough, you know, we still have those bad moments. I still have those things to look at, and you know, just learning to also put, it's okay, we're human to go through things and have bad days, but give it an expiration date. It's okay to have a bad day. I'm gonna eat all this bad food. I'm gonna just cry, whatever. But on Thursday,
Turn the page.
even if you have to write it on your mirror, snap out of it. Snap out of it. You know, and just
I like that.
learn to just, because it's a part of life. Nothing bad lasts forever. Nothing good lasts forever. It's just part of the cycle.
All a cycle. It's all a circle here.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that we got this circle together, man. This is so
Yeah,
much fun.
this
Seriously,
was.
thank
So much.
Thank you
Thank you
guys.
so much, man.
And don't forget, Worth the Oven Podcast. Subscribe if you haven't already, and keep sharing the show. We appreciate you guys. And like Franco likes to say, there's always an open seat for you at the oven.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Keep it cooking in the oven. The oven. The oven. Yep, yep.